Hello and welcome to the channel. We are Jim and Sam, and this is the show where we like to give you our rating first and then talk about the things we did and did not like about the movie you just saw. Today's movie is Parasite. It's in limited release. It's starting to get a bigger rollout as the weeks go on. We finally got to see this earlier in the week, and now we get to talk about it. Have you guys gotten to see it? If not, we're going to let you know if we think you should see it. We're going to keep this pretty spoilers free, give a little detail of the plot, just a tiny weensy bit, because I think you just got to just to talk about it. And then I'd like to keep this one at least in the likes and dislikes section, keep it kind of short, because it is a movie to talk about.
Yeah.
So by that, I mean, go see it and then go talk about it after you see it. Don't spoil people on it. So if you guys seen it, what did you think? Because we're letting you know in 3, 2, 1. See it. Yes. High five. This is the foreign film of the year for me. This is one of the foreign films that I don't think you don't need to be a fan of foreign films to go see this and enjoy it. Anybody of any particular taste can watch this and enjoy it. And that's what makes this film so special. I can pretty much recommend this to anybody.
It was so intense. Like every single moment you were like, what the heck? And it just kept getting crazier.
Okay, so Parasite. Now, I had no idea what this film was about. I knew that it was about like sort of the class divide in, I believe it's in Korea is where this takes place. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. Let me know. I believe that's where this takes place.
I think so. I think you're right.
And that is kind of what it's about. But it's about a poor family that gets an opportunity to get in as helpers to a rich family. Mm-hmm. And what they do is that they pull this con to get the poor family hired by the rich family without the rich family knowing that they're hiring a whole family of people. So the poor family have to act like they don't know each other and that they're just friends and acquaintances with one another, and they've recommended each other for these jobs. Now, how they get to these jobs and how they get hired and all the things they go through to pull that con is what had my jaw on the floor. And that's literally just the first half of the film, because the other thing is that in the middle there's a switch, and then all of a sudden we're in this intense thriller. Mm-hmm. Now, what I liked most about this film is the fact that this director balanced all of these different themes and genres pitch perfectly. Like nothing felt out of place. Mm-hmm. So like when you're supposed to laugh, you're going to laugh. When you're supposed to be on the edge of your seat, you're going to be on the edge of your seat. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was absolutely amazing. So one of the things that I liked most about this movie is the fact that the director, Bong Joon-Ho, balances all of these themes and genres pitch perfectly. Like you laugh when you're supposed to laugh. You feel thrilled and on the edge of your seat when you're supposed to be on the edge of your seat. Yeah. This guy's filmography is also equally as impressive. Like Mysteries of Murder, Mother, Okja, Snowpiercer, this, Parasite. Yeah. It's a great repertoire. This might be his best film yet. And I was absolutely just floored with the whole film from beginning to end. I don't think that as I was watching it, I went, there's not a wasted scene in this movie. What are some of the things that you really liked about this? I'm hogging the screen time. Sam, you need to go.
You do a lot. You do that regularly. I actually thought it was so thrilling. I had no idea what it was about. I didn't see a trailer. I didn't really have any interest in seeing this, but right when it started to the very end, it was very captivating, very interesting. The story just gave you that, what in the world are you watching? And when you left, you were like, holy crap. I was like, Jim, I need ice cream, because that is a movie where you just felt like, whew, that was heavy. It was a heavy film. And then, but it was enjoyable. I mean, like you didn't, like you said, there wasn't a beat there where you were not connected to the screen that you really wanted to know what was going to happen next. And the way that family intertwined with this family was just crazy. And then like even the ending twist, like right halfway through, you get this crazy twist and it just gets more crazy.
Yeah, and as the film's darkly humorous. Like, it is a
very
funny
darkly
movie.
humorous.
It is a funny movie. Like, at first I was like, is this unintentionally funny? But then, like, the audience started laughing at all this stuff. And I was like, no, this is supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, they're so poor that when the city comes by to do pest control in the streets, the daughter goes to close the windows. The guy's like, the dad goes, no, don't close the windows. Free pest control.
Yeah.
And then as they go, like, below in the pest control in the streets, their windows are wide open. All of a sudden, their apartment gets filled with a cloud of dust of pest control. And they all start coughing in it. And dad's like, yeah, good.
Yeah.
The scene when they do the faking the sickness scene, and dad pulls out a little napkin with what looks like blood, and he does like the dramatic turn towards the camera. Like, the theater was rolling at these scenes.
But it also showed like how connected this family was. Like, they were poor family, but they loved each other. They cared about each other. They were connected in a way that you wanted to be connected with your family with. Like, that's what you want. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't want to be poor like that, but but you want to be that kind of connected.
And because they were so connected, when the twist, or not really the twist, but when the flip happens in the second half and the drama starts happening, like, you care about what's happening to these characters when the peril starts to happen. And I think that's what's genius about the ending, is that you actually somewhat care about the plight of these characters.
Yeah.
And it ends on both a somber and an uplifting note. Like, it's both very, like, kind of sad, but it's also kind of uplifting.
Yeah.
And that's just the balance that the film strikes, that it doesn't feel confusing. Like, you know how you're supposed to feel. You know what the ending's saying. And it's pretty much just, to me, it was a perfect film.
It was a spectacular film. I mean, I can't honestly say that there's something that I really didn't like about it, because it was just so crazy. And the storyline it was one of those storylines that you were almost kind of like, God, you couldn't even tell if you thought these people were bad people or good people. Like, they were just a group of family that wanted to survive. And that's what made it seem so real and raw. And you were like, they're just trying to survive. Like, in the beginning, what they were doing in the beginning to make money, to where they were, like, what they were doing were small things, but it's what they needed to do just to survive. It was all about survival.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Now, moving on to our next phase. Things that we didn't like about this film.
I didn't really dislike anything. Like, I even thought the music was great.
Mm-hmm. Now, I always go...
What about you, sir? How do you feel?
Literally not a single thing about this film I didn't like.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something crazy.
Nope. 2 thumbs up, 4 stars. Go see it. It's
5 stars? Isn't it 5 stars now? No.
4 out of 4. 4 out of 4 stars.
10 out of 10.
2 thumbs up, 4 stars. Go see it. There's not a single wasted scene. In this, there's one scene that ran a little long, but that's not something I can really say that I disliked. So it's like, there's this scene when the family's just hanging out in the house, and a little bit of a longer scene, but it's like the first time we see them hanging out as a family, and I was perfectly fine with the whole sequence. But that's really my only complaint. I mean, and it's not even a complaint. It's just like, I thought that scene was a little long. It's not a big deal.
Your really face. Not. Oh. No, it was great. We can end that on a happy note, because that was a really, maybe not the movie wasn't maybe happy movie, but it's like, it's one of those movies where you're like, whoa, okay, yeah, I saw that, it was good, and now I need ice cream.
Go see what is pretty definitively, you could say, this director's best film. I mean, he's kind of like the Scorsese of Korean filmmaking, with his filmography that he's done, and he's essentially made his masterpiece here. This is when his film repertoire, this will be his Raging Bull, his Goodfellas, as things are to Martin Scorsese. I think this film's that good.
Wow.
Maybe I'm insane. Someone will jump in the comments, be like, "How dare you say that?" It's an amazing movie.
All right.
Okay, Samson.
I'm all done. I need to drive. I need to drive for 3 hours.
We need to go
so
places.
We need to go.
We are off. We have a weekend ahead of us. I'll be editing this in the car, and I'll be uploading this when we arrive to our destination. So
Why are you being so odd about it?
Because we need to go. I'm just letting them know what's up. We have things.
Yeah, our life is extremely exciting, I swear.
Yeah, for 1 weekend a year.
Oh, we laughed really hard at that. That was sad. That was really sad. All right, adios. That's it for me.
Goodbye. See you next week. Don't know what we're seeing next week. We're seeing something. We'll have it up next weekend. Have a good weekend, guys.
You're so weird tonight. All right, thumbnail.